Let's go. All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is the Finance and Administration Committee, a special meeting of the Board of Directors. Today is March 17th. Calling this meeting to order. So with that, if our General Manager, EJ Caldwell, please turn up the quorum.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Director Tommy Favai,
Here.
Chairman Scott Houston,
Here.
Director Desi Alvarez, here. Director Don Deere, here. Director Gloria Gray.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Excellent, thank you. So do we have anyone from the public wishing to speak?
Mr. Chairman, we have not received any requests for public comment, though this meeting is being held both in person and virtually. If there's any member of the public that would like to speak under public comment, please indicate so by raising your virtual hand. And Mr. Chairman, I do not see any requests.
Very good, thank you. Let's see, no presentations today. It looks like our action calendar has a few items here. So 5A is approval of minutes.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. For this presentation, we have Desiree Quintero, our Manager of Administration and Board Secretary. And this item begins on packet page 4.
Yes, good afternoon, members of the committee and board. As noted, approval of minutes can be found beginning on packet page 4. The minutes for the West Basin Municipal Water District Board of Directors meetings are an integral part of the public meeting process. Minutes provide a history of the actions taken at board meetings, which is informative not only for members of the public, but for other stakeholders as well. Minutes for the February 23rd, 2026 regular board meeting have been attached for consideration and can be found beginning on packet page 5. With that, I would like to read the recommendation that the board approve the February 23rd, 2026 regular board meeting minutes. Thank you.
Okay, very good, thank you, Desiree. And so with that, I'll ask, does anyone have any questions or concerns on the minutes? Anyone here? Director Favai, Director Gray,
No questions.
and Director Favai can participate because he's been noticed properly, right?
He can participate because we also have the alternate present, so we have a quorum of the committee in the service area.
Okay, got it. Okay, Director Gray, did you have anything or no?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Thank you. So with that, I would recommend this moves forward for approval by the board. Director Favai, you concur?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. Okay. 5B as in boy, approved sponsorship of fiscal year 25-26 community outreach events. I know we have a number of them, so we can go through those, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Under item 5B, we do have 7 requests. And for this presentation, we have Hazel Vasquez, our Deputy Board Secretary 2. And this item begins on packet page 10.
EJ, good afternoon, Chairman Houston, members of the committee and board. As EJ mentioned, this item begins on packet page 10. And since we do have quite a few of these for your consideration today, I'll try to be brief, but let me know if at any point you need me to stop and discuss further. So first off, I have the first event here. Achievable Health is hosting its annual It's Achievable Gala on Saturday, April 18th, 2026. Director Houston recommends participating in the It's Achievable Gala with the digital ad for $500. In 2025, West Basin sponsored this event for $2,500 and received an advertisement in the form of logo placement with conservation messaging, and we also received tickets to the event. The documents that have been submitted for this year's request are included in attachment A, and you can find those beginning on packet page 14. Next up, the Volunteer Center of South Bay Harbor Long Beach is hosting its annual Heart to Heart Gala on Friday, April 24th, 2026. At this time, Director Houston is recommending sponsorship of this event for $1,000. If approved, that sponsorship would grant West Basin a half-page advertisement in their event program book. This would also include tickets to the event. West Basin last sponsored this event in 2025 for $1,000, where we received similar benefits as those just mentioned for this year. The documents submitted for this year's request are included in attachment B, and that begins on packet page 19. moving us along, the Wiseburn Education Foundation is hosting its annual Walk Around the Block event. And that will be on Saturday, April 25, 2026. Director Houston is recommending sponsorship of this event for $500. And if approved, that sponsorship would provide West Basin an advertisement via social media post. West Basin previously sponsored this event in 2024, and we did so for $2,500, and we received a booth at the event as well as an advertisement. The documents that have been submitted for this year's request are included in attachment C, beginning on packet page. The El Segundo Education Foundation is hosting the annual Ed Gala on Friday, May 8th, 2026. Director Houston is recommending sponsorship of this event for $1,350. And if approved, that sponsorship would grant West Basin an advertisement and would also include tickets for the event. We last sponsored this event in 2025, and we did so for the same amount of $1,350 and received similar benefits at that time. The documents that have been submitted for this year's request are included in attachment D, and you can find that beginning on packet page 29. Up next here is Michael's Learning Place, who are hosting their 24th annual luncheon and auction on Saturday, May 16, 2026. Director Houston recommends sponsoring the luncheon for $1,500. If approved, that sponsorship would provide West Basin with an advertisement via logo placement with conservation messaging, and that would also include tickets to the event. We last sponsored this event in 2025 for $1,250, and we received a similar logo placement opportunity. The documents that have been submitted by the organizers for this year's event are included in attachment E, and that begins on packet page 36. Up next here is the Palos Verdes Peninsula Chamber of Commerce is hosting the State of the Peninsula Breakfast on Thursday, May 21, 2026. This is a joint sponsorship between Director Favai and Director Houston, who are recommending sponsorship in the amount of $2,000. If approved, the sponsorship would grant West Basin a booth at the event, as well as an advertisement via logo placement with conservation messaging. This sponsorship would also include tickets to the event. West Basin previously sponsored this event in 2024, and we did so for $1,000 and received similar advertisement benefits. I would like to note that earlier this fiscal year, West Basin also sponsored the Chamber's annual Legislative Forum and Luncheon on September 26, 2025, and we did so for $1,000. The documents that have been submitted for this request are included in attachment F, and you can find that beginning on packet page 43. Then last, but most definitely not least, the City of Carson is hosting its annual Samoan Heritage Festival on Saturday, June 27, 2026. Director Favai is recommending sponsorship of this festival for $3,000, and if approved, that would grant West Basin an advertisement in their event program book, as well as a booth at their event. The sponsorship also includes logo placement on various event marketing materials, including press releases, social media posts. West Basin did sponsor this event last year in 2025 for $3,000, and we received similar advertisement and booth benefits. The documents that have been submitted for this request are included in attachment G, beginning on packet page 47. So as always, and especially now with funds running slightly low on this, I would like to bring your attention to packet page 13, where we have some information on the fiscal impact. So approving the requests as they've been recommended here today by the directors, which total $9,850 collectively, that would leave a remaining balance of $5,150 of the budgeted $75,000 for this program. Details for that are included in attachment A, beginning on packet page 70. And just on that note, with mentioning how those funds are running low, I did want to mention that we've been coordinating with these organizers as they've been submitting their requests. A lot of the requests that you see here today, excuse me, are either the lowest sponsorship level that they offer or lower than that. They've all been very gracious in working with us to provide lower options so that we can maximize these remaining funds. And so with that, I will read the recommendation. Number 1, Director Houston recommends that the board approve participation in the It's Achievable Gala on Saturday, April 18, 2026 for $500. Number 2, Director Houston recommends that the board approve sponsorship of the Volunteer Center's Heart to Heart Gala on Friday, April 24, 2026 for $1,000. Number 3, Director Houston recommends that the board approve sponsorship of the Wiseburn Education Foundation's Walk Around the Block event on Saturday, April 25th, 2026 for $500. Number 4, Director Houston recommends that the board approve sponsorship of the El Segundo Education Foundation's 14th Annual Ed Gala on Friday, May 8th, 2026 for $1,350. Number 5, Director Houston recommends that the board approve sponsorship of the Michaels Learning Place 24th Annual Luncheon and Auction on Saturday, May 16th, 2026 for $1,500. Number 6, Director Favai and Director Houston recommend the board approve sponsorship of the Palos Verdes Peninsula Chamber of Commerce's State of the Peninsula Breakfast event on Thursday, May 21, 2026 for $2,000. And last, number 7, Director Favai recommends that the board approve sponsorship of the Samoan Heritage Festival on Saturday, June 27, 2026 for $3,000. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. All right, thank you very much, Haza. Are there any questions from?
Mr. Chair, I do have a question.
Okay, go ahead, Director Grant.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation of the request. I think you indicated that if we approve these, if the board does, then it's $5,000 left. And I believe that is until the end of our fiscal year, which is June 30th. So what are our options if we have other requests of sponsorship that may come through that's beyond the $5,000? So that's a question, I guess, to the general manager.
Yes, Director Gray, if we were to receive requests in addition to these, as indicated by staff, what we've been doing is contacting the requester and seeing if we can negotiate a sponsorship as low as needed in order to get the benefits of the sponsorship. If we were to go over budget or have a request that would place us over budget, what we would do is come back to the board for the board to consider adopting an amendment to the budget. So you could increase the budget for this program.
And we've done that in the past, right?
I would have to go back to look, but I believe we have.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Excellent. Thank you, Director Gray. Director Alvarez.
I'll make one comment.
Okay.
One of the things that was mentioned is that we are supporting these at the lowest possible level, level requested.
For the majority of those, yes.
But on the Samoan Heritage Festival, that's $3,000 that we're proposing, but they have a $1,500 sponsorship level. So that would save some money.
That is correct. They do have that lower option.
That would just be something for the committee to consider.
Just to add to that, because you did mention it, Director Alvarez, as I mentioned, we have been coordinating with these organizers as they're submitting their request. One of those things is obviously asking if they can offer a lower level while still meeting the criteria of the program, which would be to provide either an advertisement, a booth, or a speaking opportunity. And so with this one, the city of Carson was very gracious in offering a booth with the lower $1,500 level, which has, if you look at the packet, it isn't already included. So just to maximize those funds as well, that would be an option if the committee would like to consider.
Well, that would save $1,500, and there's not much left. There's 4 months left in the budget year. So in order to cover, I'm sure we'll have more requests. In order to not have to amend the budget, you might want to consider sponsoring that at the $1,500 level. You still get all the same benefits.
Very good. Anything else?
That's it.
Director Jerry, anything?
No.
Good. Director Favai, I don't know if you want to look at using the slightly lower level for $1,500 for the Samoan Festival or not. Or you guys have thoughts now, or?
Yeah, I disagree with Director Alvarez on this one. You know, I know for last year, we've done the same amount and got the same benefits.
And actually, when it comes to providing a booth, you know, I know it's, you know, we get a lot of visibility out of it. And the $3,000 sponsorship does not include a booth. But we're, you know, through the organizers and great work with Haza, you know, she's able to actually have the booth involved with the sponsorship. Because a booth, if you were to do a booth, it'll be under the $5,000 sponsorship. So, you know, there is a benefit to having it at the $3,000 sponsorship level, and I like to keep it that way.
Okay. Okay, very good. Thank you for the clarification. All right. Anything else, Director Pavai, on any of these?
No other comments on the other ones.
Okay. And I just will also say, one is, and Hayes is accurate, and behind the scenes, Desiree and Hayes are both, they work diligently on some of these benefits for the cost point. And you probably see some of mine as well, greatly reduced. And some of them we don't get the same benefit, you know, so definitely we're watching the budget as we get to the end of the fiscal year. That I, you know, yeah, suggest we all, of course, are watching that best of our ability. We're getting to the springtime, so of course, some of these come through like Ed Foundations and such. And sadly, yeah, costs have gone up. Even on some of these, you know, if it was 1,200 last year, it's 1,350 this year. I mean, it is what it is sometimes. So we're definitely doing our best. But that being said, I want to say thanks again to staff for processing these. We're all being very judicious of what we're trying to support in the communities. And, you know, but it is at the end of the day, the board's decision. So with that, at the committee level, I would
Mr. Chair?
recommend we just, oh yeah, go ahead. Madam,
I do have a couple of comments. Thank you.
go ahead.
I just want to
Yeah.
clarify the Samoan Heritage Festival. I believe Director Pavai said we will get a booth for the 3,000. We would not get a booth for the 1,500. Is that correct?
So if you look at the packet as it's structured, the 1,500 does not include it, neither does the 3,000. However, the city of Carson is willing to offer us a booth with whichever option, whether that be the 1,500 or the 3,000. They have offered the booth.
Oh, for either off. Okay. I do know that I attended it, I believe, last year, and it was well attended, and there is great visibility there. I think Director Pavai mentioned that, but it is great visibility there. But I wanted to clarify that. The other thing I just want to say, and I think Director Pavai was trying to say something, but I think we all need to be conscious of the request for sponsorship. We only have a few months left, and we do get a lot of requests as directors, and amending the budget is not the best way to always deal with this, but I hope that we're all very conscious of we only have a very small amount of money left. So thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you. Thank you. I'm done.
Oh, no worries. Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
No, I concur with you that we watch the pennies as we get to the end of the fiscal year, no doubt about it. With that, I was going to recommend we move these forward as is for the board's approval. Mr. General Manager and Director Pavai,
Yes.
you concur. Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Moving on, we'll be at 5, C as in cat. Consider fiscal year 2025-26 district sponsorship requests. So this comes from a different pot, if you will. And I think maybe on these, we have to make some decisions on the level. So go ahead, Mr. EJ Caldwell.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. So we do have 2 items under C. And so for the presentation, we have Carla Hewitt, our executive assistant, and this begins on packet page 71.
Good afternoon. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
It's St. Patrick's Day, that's right.
Good afternoon again, members of the committee and board. I'm going to present on the district sponsorship side of this program. So just a quick recap of some of the objectives that this side of the program helps the district with: relationship building, build and strengthen relationships that support the advancement of the district's mission and strategic goals. Information exchange to keep in communication, remain in touch with industry stakeholders and members of the public about our priorities and our operation. And it also serves a promotion objective with the promotion of water conservation, water education, and district programs. West Basin recognizes that there are organizations that host events offering these opportunities. And to this end, the board may choose to authorize sponsorship of such events from this budget. And this opportunity, we only have two. You may recognize them both. The first one would be the Water Replenishment District 16th Annual Groundwater Festival, to be held on Saturday, May 2nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at their headquarters in the city of Lakewood. There are various sponsorship tiers for this event. What West Basin has typically done is supporting them at the partner level with $3,000. And more information on this year's edition, including a chart comparing the various levels, can be found in attachment A. And moving us along, we also have the 2026 Aqua Spring Conference and Expo to be held May 5th through May 7th at the Safe Credit Union Convention Center in Sacramento. Similar to WRD, various sponsorship tiers. And the district has previously supported this event with $1,000 and $1,500 in 2024 and 2025, respectively. Now, just to mention a quick thing about Aqua sponsorship program, it goes on a calendar basis. So some of those benefits are deferred until the following calendar year. And their proposal includes various marketing activations that are pieced together based on the dollar amount committed to the sponsorship. It's both a mix and match and a first come, first serve, so to speak. So the earlier one is able to sign up, the wider the pool of choices is. As for the benefit to West Basin, in line with what was previously mentioned, participation in outreach events provides West Basin opportunities to connect with the communities it serves, create and strengthen relationships with stakeholders, and to stay up to date with new industry trends. Fiscal impact. Funds for the proposed sponsorship are included in the fiscal year 2025-2026 sponsorship budget in the amount of $55,000, with the current balance being $20,800 as shown in attachment C. And to wrap up my presentation, I'll read the recommendation. Number one, that the board consider approving sponsorship of WRD's 16th Annual Groundwater Festival to be held on Saturday, May 2nd, 2026 at the WRD headquarters in the city of Lakewood, and that it determine the appropriate sponsorship level. And that number two, that the board consider approving sponsorship of the 2026 Aqua Spring Conference to be held May 5th through May 7th at the Safe Credit Union Convention Center in Sacramento, California, and that it determine the appropriate sponsorship level. And with that, I am welcoming any questions you may have.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. So these are the ones where we decide, basically. Staff brings it to us. And so I'll just put out what I'm thinking right now, but obviously the committee will talk about it and decide. I think for the WRD Groundwater Festival, we do what we did last year, which was, you said, the partner level, right?
Yes, $3,000.
3,000. So I think we just stay consistent. 3,000. This is what I'm thinking, Director Fabai. And then on the Aqua, I think we would probably just go for the lowest one, which is bronze for $1,000. I'm thinking. Maybe Director Alvarez will be happy with that one. But So that's what I'm thinking. And with that, I know Director Alvarez has a question, and then we'll go to who's next. But first, Director Alvarez, go ahead.
This is to the general manager. We are members of Aqua. What's our annual membership fee?
You do ask this every year, so.
The answer. It was $37,560.
So every year we spend approximately 37,000 this year, and it will go up next year, to be a member, and that gives us entitlement to the entire organization. How many, the follow-up question is, how many Aqua members are there? And how many Aqua members then pony up money to sponsor events?
I would need to inquire with Aqua to know that. I mean, Aqua has a broad-based membership from throughout the state of California, and I see our team frantically typing.
I would love to have an exact number, but I think the best I have right now is that it's a very long list.
It is very.
So I don't know the number of agencies and partners that sponsor events. I will tell you that when you attend Aqua, the promotion of those sponsors, whether it be for all the information sessions and the meals and different aspects of it, are very well advertised and prominently advertised.
I just think, again, when we're spending money, let's be very considerate of the money we're spending. And this is not necessarily something that most of the Aqua members actually sponsor events. The majority don't. But there are some that sponsor and spend quite a bit of money sponsoring them. I'm just not a big supporter.
I understand. We understand. And on that note, I mean, again, we have not given as much to Aqua as we used to over the years. What it's worth, but so that's why even now I'm thinking, well, we'll do the least expensive one. But with that, I see, Director Pavai, you have your hand up.
Yeah,
Go
thank you. Thank you, Chair Houston. I do agree with the recommendations that you're recommending, Director Houston. I think both of these sponsorships are spot on West Basin, participating in. And then when it comes to the Aqua Spring Conference in Sacramento, it just gives me another opportunity to come back to Sacramento. But
Exactly.
so yeah, I do agree with your recommendations, Director Houston.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. Anybody else have questions on these? Director Gray, Director
I do.
Peter.
I do.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Director Gray.
Yeah, I do.
Yes, go
Yeah.
ahead.
For Aqua, the question is, we are a member of Aqua like the other organizations that have joined Aqua. So when we do sponsorships, what do we get differently? Are we advertised? Do we get advertisement differently than being just a member? I mean, what is the added benefit to sponsoring different conferences for Aqua? Ms. General Manager or whomever.
Was your question, what was the benefit
Okay.
to West Basin?
What's the additional
additional
benefit? We are a member, right? And
That's
so
correct.
when we do, and when we have sponsored Aqua events before, and I'm not opposing that, I just want to know what is the added benefit when we sponsor a different event, even though we are a member?
Yeah, I think it's just primarily the exposure the agency gets within the industry at an event like that. So, and thank you to staff again for everybody that watches online and is here with us today. So there's approximately 470 member agencies of the Association of California Water Agencies. And so within that, you'll notice those agencies range from small, medium to large. West Basin is a significant agency within the state of California, especially Southern California. So it's just primarily the exposure that you get. I would stress this, our team, our admin team, and it's been noted by the chairman, They do an excellent job of once we get the dollar amount that's provided by the committee and ultimately the board of directors of working with these organizations to maximize the dollar value that we get from each of these sponsorships. And I've attended several of these different conferences, and I'm always very pleased to see that they're not just kind of dedicating the money to a conference, but it's always prominently displayed. I'll never forget the Urban Water Institute with the water bottles, which were great. And then, of course, picking if it's a policy event or seminar, it's related to West Basin, and there's engagement in those things. So it pretty much is focused in on the exposure to the agency.
Well, you've said a lot, EJ, but I was really trying to ask, what I'm asking you is that I know we get exposure, and I mean, I've represented West Basin with on Aqua's board, and I certainly support Aqua. They do great work, and they have a number of member agencies. I'm just asking you, in terms of any benefit, when we do sponsor a benefit, do we get additional exposure? Because I think we're listed anyway, right? Do we get tickets? Do we get additional things, which is very important? And I think we do. So maybe I've answered my own question.
Yeah, Director Gray,
But-
I think you and I both touched on it, but if I could have Carla, they have provided a list of all the things that you would receive for $1,000 plus. And so maybe you could just read through those checks.
And before you do that, I just want to say I appreciate the fact that this committee is considering a lower level, which continues to let Aqua know that we do support the different conferences and events that they have. And so I'm willing to listen to that, but I do think the lower level is the best to do it, and I think we should continue to support Aqua. But the membership, I think Director Alvarez asked a very good question, because what did we do get in additional to that? That was my question, but the fact that we are members. And I do think the recommendation for WRD is a good one too. It shows a lower level, but it continues to show that we do support them. So with that, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. Do you want Carla to read all these to you or not?
No, she doesn't have to. Thank you,
Okay.
unless the committee wants to hear it. But thank you, Carla. Thank you, Mr. General Manager, too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And so thank you very much, Director Gray. You know, look, I mean, we all go through this all the time. We do pay the membership. There's all these sponsorship levels. I mean, I guess my understanding of sponsorships too, of course, is the big part of what helps pay for these conferences and probably offsets the cost of the conference, which probably in theory brings down ticket prices. I don't know if that's 100% right, but these organizations, this is a big part of how they raise money to do what they got to do to offset costs. So, I would love to do more. We technically have budget to do more, but I'm honoring Director Alvarez's chain of thought here and going with the least expensive option of a bronze level. And so, obviously we can keep looking at these as they come our way. They only have, 2 conferences a year and 1 legislative day or whatever it is. So, we don't get asked too often. Okay, so with that, I think we talked about it plenty, unless someone really has something they want to say. All right, so Director Favai, I think I heard you support what I said, right?
Yes.
$1,000 for Aqua, okay. And $3,000 for WKB, right?
Yes, on both recommendations, correct.
Perfect. Thank you. So with that will be the recommendation from the committee to the board. And thank you very much. So moving on, which is probably more interesting things, is our monthly financial reports. So item 6A, EJ, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, and I'm very excited to introduce this item. As you mentioned, it is our monthly financial reports. And for the presentation today, we do have Jose Flores, our senior accountant, as well as Nicholas Reginden, our finance intern, here to present, as we like all of our interns to do. And so this item begins on packet page 90.
Thank you, EJ. Good afternoon, Chairman Houston and members of the committee and board. As mentioned, we will be going over the monthly financial reports as required by West Basin's administrative code. Staff are required to submit various financial reports to the board to keep them apprised of the financial condition and future needs of the district. With that, I will start with the monthly demands list on packet page 92. This report shows our total monthly expenditures for the period ending February 28, 2026. The total expenditures for February were $14,436,135.66. This amount is about $4.5 million lower than January's, mostly due to the shortened month. There are a few notable items on this month's list. The first of those being on page 89, which is the Torrance reconciliation for $2.4 million. The next one being on page 90, we had our solids handling improvement project for about $1.7 million. And also on that same page, we had our monthly metropolitan bill for about $10 million. Altogether, these three expenses account for about 86% of our monthly expenditures. Please let me know if you have any questions about the demands list.
Okay, very good. Let's see, any questions on the demands list? Hearing none, okay. No questions, thank you.
Okay, with that, I'll pass it to Jose for the cash and investments report.
Good afternoon, members of the committee and board. I'll begin on packet page 96, and I'll be presenting the cash and investments report for the period ending February 2026. On the next page, packet page 97, you'll see here our total market value for the month was $79.3 million. On the same page, you can see a pie chart that shows our portfolio diversity and the different investments that we carry. On the following page, you'll see our credit quality distribution graphs. As you can see, more than 60% of our securities are actually rated AAA. On the following page, this represents our maturity distribution. You can see here that the majority of our investments are very liquid, indicated by the first bar graph. And on the following page, packet page 100, you'll see security acquisitions and dispositions for the month of February. And then from packet pages 101 to 107, you'll see a detailed listing of all of our holdings. And lastly, from packet pages 108 to 111, you'll see the glossary definitions. This concludes the cash and investments report. Are there any questions?
Any questions?
No questions.
Question? Okay, I don't have any questions.
Okay. If there are no questions, we can move on to packet page 112 for our monthly water sales report. For the month of February, potable water sales was 5,771 acre feet, which was 935 acre feet higher than budget and 494 acre feet higher than last year. If you look down below on the bottom portion of that screen, you could see our imported barrier was 266 acre feet for February, of which Dominguez was 122 and West Coast was 144. On the next page, we have our recycled water sales for the month at 2,538, which was 166 higher than budget and 245 higher than last year. The table below does show the breakdown of our recycled water, which shows that the barrier was 939, refineries was 1,481, and disinfected tertiary was 118. That concludes our water sales for the month. Are there any questions?
Any questions?
No questions.
I was looking, I don't have any questions either, so very good, thank you.
With that, I'll hand this back over to Nick for the Directors Conference and Travel Expense Report.
Thank you, Jose. On page 114, we have the Directors Conference and Travel Expense Report through February 2026. The annual budget for this category is $75,000. To date, we have expensed $22,129.97, leaving a remaining balance of $52,870.03. On the next page, 115, we have the Executive Management and Staff Travel Expense Report. The annual budget for this category is $101,000. To date, we have expensed $62,124.85, leaving a remaining balance of $38,875.15. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Excellent. Any questions on travel expense reports?
No questions.
Good, thank you, and thank you both, gentlemen. And on that note too, I mean, you can see, we have all been, I think, watching the travel expenses. Board directors as well as staff, so thank you, everyone there. Okay. With that, I'll just leave it open more. Any other questions on the financial reports? Like we've been selling a little more water than budgeted, right, EJ, both recycled and imported?
Correct.
So let's see as you guys talk about budget and what that's the budget. I think we still should remain conservative, as we've all talked about before, about estimated water sales. So you guys are doing that, and thank you. With that, do we have any closed session? We do not.
We have no closed session on today.
Good. Director's comments and future agenda items. I'm going to start with the Director Favai, who's on the committee. Director Favai, any comments, future agenda items?
Yes, thank you, EJ and staff for all the good work that you guys do and setting up these committee meetings. I know it's not easy. And thank you for setting up my meeting over here virtually. Sometimes our schedules does not meet being in person, but I just wanted to make sure that I let staff know that thank you for doing that for me. That's it, Director Houston.
Okay, ready? All right, thank you. Director Deere.
No more comments. Thank you.
Director Alvarez.
No comments.
No comments. Director Gregg.
Thank you to staff again for their presentation today.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much. Also, thank you to our staff. Great job over the course of the month, let alone we did a really good expeditious meeting. Appreciate that. And our next meeting is scheduled for April 14th, 2026.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
real quick, just because we have a new member of our team here in the room, I did want to introduce Hector Gomez, our records coordinator, who started yesterday. Hello, Hector. Welcome to the West Basin team. Just another friendly face that you'll be seeing as he helps us get back on track with our records management.
Well, welcome you, Hector. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome, Hector.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so with that, thank you, Mr. General Manager, and this meeting is adjourned.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.